Welcome to Pop Flashback. I'm your host, Rick Smalls. Tina Boucher is out on assignment, riding a camel in Florida. But today, folks, we are diving into a topic that's more interesting than you might think at first. Toilets in TV and cinema. Yeah, you heard that right. Toilets. We're going to explore how the humble toilet went from something you couldn't even show, to a source of comedy, suspense even. Some truly unforgettable moments in movie history. For a long time, you just didn't see toilets on TV. Networks thought they were way too spicy for viewers back then. Think about it. You rarely saw a bathroom on screen, let alone a toilet. One of the earliest examples of this whole dance around the porcelain throne, comes from Leave It to Beaver. Remember that episode? Where Beaver and Wally are trying to hide an alligator. They stash it. Where else? On top of the toilet tank, but the censors. Oh, they wouldn't let them show the actual bowl. Really shows you how things were back then. Now, fast forward to 1971, a big year for toilets on TV. The show All in the Family. They did what no show had done before. They let you hear a toilet flush. Might not seem like much now, but back then, whoa, it was bold. Like a challenge to how clean and perfect TV was supposed to be. Well, it kind of opened the floodgates. Shows like Married with Children in the late 80s, they really embraced the toilet. It fit their style of humor. And then in the late 90s, you had Ally McBeal. They turned the office bathroom into like a regular part of the set. Characters singing, dancing, pouring their hearts out. It was quirky for sure, but it shows how far things had come from the Leave It to Beaver days. But let's not forget about movies. They've played a big part too in this whole toilet saga. And believe me, it's not always been for laughs. One of the biggest moments for toilets in movies has got to be Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece from 1960. Now, I might be thinking, oh, the shower scene, that's the most shocking part. But get this, back then, it was actually showing a toilet flushing that got people riled up. It was the first time an American film dared to do that, a real turning point. Psycho didn't just break taboos, though. They used the toilet to make the whole movie feel even more unsettling, like when Marion Crane flushes away the evidence. Such a simple act, but it means so much. It's like she's trying to erase what she did, escape the consequences. Now jump ahead a few decades. You got Quentin Tarantino, the king of stylish violence and dark humor. He's got his own way of using toilets. In Pulp Fiction, when Vincent Vega goes to the bathroom, it's almost always a sign something bad's about to happen, like when he's reading on the toilet and Butch Coolidge comes home, or when he steps out of the bathroom right into,
The toilet becomes like a recurring thing in his movies, a symbol of how unpredictable and darkly funny his world is. A far cry from the taboo toys of the past, right? But maybe the most iconic and hilarious use of the toilet in cinema comes from The Big Lebowski. The Coen brothers, that scene where the dude gets a head dunked in the toilet. Pure Coen brothers, genius. Slapstick. Absurdity, dark humor, it's legendary.
It's not just about the shock value. The toilet's like a symbol of all the dude's bad luck, the ultimate insult in a long line of him. And the fact that he stays so chill through it all makes it even funnier. The Coens are masters at finding humor in the most unexpected places. So we've gone from not even being able to show a toilet to dunking Jeff Bridges' head in one. What a journey, huh? Now I want to hear from you. What are some of the most memorable toilet scenes you've seen? Let us know in the comments. Hangry.
Hangry. Totally. And we're looking at their online shop today, and it's pretty wild. Got like everything you could think of, from t-shirts and sweatshirts to candles and stickers, and they've got all this stuff with this really fun food themed kind of spin on it.
Yeah.
It's interesting how they've taken what's a pretty negative emotion and spun it to be something
good.
Yeah, like something relatable and fun.
Welcome back to Pop Flashback. We've been talking about toilets, in movies and TV, and it's funny how that all evolved. It really shows how our cultures change. I mean, think about it. We got more comfortable talking about the embarrassing stuff in life, and, well, toilets started showing up on screen, and the way they're used often matches how stories are told these days. Like in comedies, toilets are all slapstick and awkward situations. Someone gets stuck in a bathroom stall or a toilet overflows at the worst possible time. Just relatable chaos that makes you laugh. But in dramas and thrillers, toilets, they can be darker, more symbolic. Remember Psycho.
That flush isn't just about breaking taboos. It's about Marion Crane trying to erase what she did. It adds to that creepy feeling of the movie. Then you got movies like Trainspotting with the worst toilet in Scotland. It's a metaphor for addiction and despair, Renton diving into that filth. It's gross. It's gross but kind of poetic too. Shows how bleak heroin addiction can be. Very different from the funny toilet scenes, but just as powerful. And speaking of powerful, let's talk about outhouses. Those things are usually way out the middle of nowhere, but they've made their way onto the big screen too. And they're often in these really intense scenes. Like in Slumdog Millionaire. Remember when young Jamal jumps into a pit of, well, you know what, to get his favorite Bollywood star's autograph? It's hilarious and kind of gross, but it shows how determined Jamal is to reach his dreams. But for just crazy boldness, nothing beats the outhouse scene in Headhunters. This guy running from a bad guy, and where does he hide? An outhouse. And to stay hidden from a dog, he climbs into the you-know-what and uses a toilet paper roll to breathe. It's ridiculous, suspenseful, and you won't forget it. So toilets went from being totally off limits to making us laugh, making us scared, and even making us think about society. Have really found their place in movies and TV. It's amazing how filmmakers use this everyday thing to reflect our changing views, push limits, and create unforgettable moments. Now, before we go, I want to hear from you. What are some toilet scenes you'll never forget? Share them in the comments. What I find so interesting is how this all changed. You know, it shows how our views have evolved. Like what we think is okay to talk about, societal norms, humor, technology even. TV back in the day was all about showing this perfect version of life, and toilets, oh no, they were definitely not part of that picture. But as shows started to get more real, reflecting the messy parts of life, well, the toilet finally got its moment in the spotlight. And then you've got technology changing everything with streaming and all that. Creators have way more freedom now. They can explore all sorts of stuff that might have been too taboo for regular TV back then. So what's next for toilets in movies and TV? Who knows? Maybe we'll see a bunch of new bathroom comedies. Or a thriller that takes place entirely in a public restroom, whatever happens. I think it's safe to say that the toilet has earned its place in pop culture. It just goes to show you even the most ordinary things can be surprisingly entertaining. Thanks for listening to Pop Flashback. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. Catch you next time.